After Coiley Ray has been crying on the internet about how he cheated on her while she was pregnant, you have to him. You have to kill him.
And Elon comments with like 2 heart emojis and all this other stuff. Like, it's really getting crazy. Like, there was like a baby mama off.
That's so ghetto. That's extremely ghetto.
And you trying to get the Latina. It can play. It can play. It can work. It can work. God. I've seen it.
You're not using
crazy.
That song to get the Latina.
I promise you can get the corny one.
Probably not working.
You can get the corny one, the one to eat Taco Bell. You can get her with this one. Can Anthony Edwards be the face of the league and shunning someone like a Jason Tatum? I think that has largely to do with colorism. I think the fact that
this is where I think you're
no, that does. I think it has a larger to do with colorism because when we are identifying leadership or things that we admire in men, it works in reverse for women. It's not a darker skin gets more critical. A darker skin actually improves you in looking more masculine.
Niggas in the hood will be riding for Elon and Trump till the day we die.
What? So they sold for them 5 racks. That gave me 5 racks. That gave me 5 racks.
If I got 5 racks on top of my already tax return,
like my mama never gave me 5 racks.
He was getting up.
He was getting beat up.
He was getting stabbed up and stuff like that.
He like, a normal. What? You can stab Cap,
dude.
But you can stab Cap too. But he just not gonna do like some dope, like grab a helicopter out there, like Captain America did.
Like, come on now.
Like this story was just so apt. It felt like Captain America was just caught up in some white people.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it felt like.
Oh boy, ain't even funny for real.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's not.
It's not a funny.
Joe Rogan is as funny as a tree stump.
Yeah.
So
this podcast is sponsored by Graffiti Tax Services. For all your tax preparation needs, you can go to graffititax.com. We're going to put the link right here. It should be somewhere. And yeah, you can head to them for during tax season. And if you have any financial or tax preparation questions, head to Graffiti Tax Services. They're our new sponsor. Thank you to Graffiti Tax Preparation Services. That's it.
Your whole life is revolved around talking about other people's lives.
What the fuck do you think your ass is doing on that podcast now?
So, man, it's been a rough Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
We started off rough ourselves, and it's only gotten worse. So we went and watched the All-Star game this weekend, and I thought it would be cool. I ain't gonna make her watch the whole thing. It's gonna bore her. She's gonna get upset and probably go to sleep anyway.
Yeah.
So I just was like, let's just watch the 3-point shootout, and then the dunk contest is over with. Normal shit. I think it's gonna be a normal week. I mean, just normal All-Star weekend.
Yeah. I didn't even want to watch it in the first place. He done ruined my Black History Month. It was white men winning everything.
And see, I didn't think she was gonna get as invested as she did.
Hate that for me.
So we just watched it. The first 3-point shootout ain't really that big of a deal. But when it gets to the dunk contest, well, that's not a big of a deal. But when the dunk contest comes around,
I was like, if this happens again, you sleeping on the couch tonight.
It did get a little upsetting here because Mac McClung, you made it rough over here. I ain't gonna lie to you, because him jumping over the car, like, it was good dunks. We can't act like he didn't show out. It wasn't like it was a bad performance.
Yes, I just need black men to be better.
Y'all boys didn't show out at all.
Unnecessary for me.
It was a lot of just incompetence. The fact that y'all was letting this boy jump over cars, jump over his homeboy on the hoverboard.
Like, come on now.
Like, nobody else had any creativity. Shout out to the boy Castle. He from the hood, so shout out to him. But he at least made it to the. He gave it a good go.
Yeah.
It was bad though, man. It was just seeing these pale brothers out here.
I didn't even plan on watching this. He just ruined my Black History Month for no reason. I was like, you need to sleep on the couch tonight.
I mean, we're halfway through it now, so I mean, I think there's still time to recover. We lost a great one's foot, but I mean, that just happens. Seems like now, but
that family been going through it because the mom has been having health issues too.
Yeah, so I mean, shout out to LeVar Ball for getting that 10-2. So I mean, it's better than dying.
Yeah,
lose
definitely.
Your foot. That's what happened. Big
It
Mama
probably would have got worse.
Big Mama took her foot too. I mean, so she did it too late though. That's fucked up. Hey man, you gotta watch that cholesterol though, for real.
Yeah,
you gotta watch
definitely.
that diabetes.
If you're African American,
I think that's important as Black History Month. Pay attention to your health. That's important, because if you don't, we're gonna have white boys winning everything for the next decade. You can't do that.
I can't. I can't. Like, Trump is in office. I need black men to win basketball. Like, we have little things, and I need us to keep those little things.
I doubt it though. We might be losing it all.
This is absolutely insane.
All right, so You're now listening to talk.
I had a real good joke, but I didn't want to.
See, that's
start
hate.
it
That's
like that, 'cause
hate.
You're my husband.
That's hate. And it's just gonna be something homophobic. All right, so you are now.
Yeah, it was gonna be.
Yeah, that's
and
exactly
like
what it
a
is.
rhetoric, you glaze again.
See,
Let
that's
me,
what it
because
was.
you know this
That's
is
what
our
it was gonna
vibe.
be.
Let me get the content off.
That's what's gonna be hate. I knew that's exactly what it was
You
going to.
being my husband is number 2 when the cameras are on. It can't be number 1. We gotta get our shit off.
Yeah, we got to. I mean, don't be scared on your end now.
No,
Don't be crying. Don't be having come in the back. You know, see, I don't see all that. Oh, take that out. I didn't like that.
I don't ask you to take
I
stuff
didn't
out.
like that. I didn't like that. Don't do that. All right, so you're now listening to Talk FNF TV. I'm with my I'm Absurd Rhetoric, and I'm with my lovely and amazing and gorgeous co-host, Miss Reality.
Hi guys.
We are back with another installment. We got a lot to get to, man, but we got to talk about the man who seems to be trying to control our country. So I feel like it's important that we, discredit his name at all possible ends, because it's getting nasty out here, man. I don't know if you saw
There's a lot going on.
Our last comment when we was talking about the Doge. Somebody sent like the longest thread of comment. Like it was so crazy how much. It was just one comment, but it was like 3 paragraphs, and I'm like, I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that, big dog. You're wrong.
Was he disagreeing with you?
Yeah, it was talking about the Doge thing, and like these people are so they're really believing what he's saying, and then when you can just easily go look at the information, there's plenty of people who are doing threads on it, just debunking all of the stuff they're releasing. So like one point, they said that they found something that was like $8 billion or whatever, and then on the paperwork it says the contract was $8 million. Like that's a staunch difference. Like that's not a little in between. You know what I'm saying? A little percentage
that on
off.
X that they're like using that feature that's like, this is not true.
Well, I didn't see that. Well, this person, what I saw it on, because I was watching a video that was just breaking it down.
Okay.
And so they were just showing how everything that the Doge has been putting, one, doesn't add up to what they're saying, or they don't understand the contracts that they're talking about, and that they're just going around just typing in Control F. And what are the things I don't like? DEI, diversity, black people. Like that's what we're just going to do and just get rid of that. We don't care what it does, what it's supposed to go for. And then then they try to act all we're just doing. Oh, look at us, we're gonna get all this money. But I
saw that the founder of Airbnb joined Doge.
Yeah, he's getting all the clown work together.
Yeah.
So he's also been revealed. One of his baby mamas has come out of the woodwork.
You have been like a messy. Like
I've been trying to get to the bottom of this, man, because
like you've been obsessed with this. He's been coming into the bedroom every like 15 minutes and babe.
like I'm trying, because there was a lot to dig into here, man. This girl had a lot of dark secrets.
Yeah.
So she comes out and she just announces, and she does the PR. Oh, I want my privacy, but I'm going to tell you everything about my life.
I did see that, and I was like, we wouldn't know if you didn't tell us. So do you want privacy?
No,
for
she
real?
doesn't, because she's a right-wing creator. She's like a content creator who does like
come
conservative
on.
content. So no, that's exactly what she wanted. The best thing in the world for her was having any kind of possibility of having the child of Elon Musk right now. That you can't go wrong with what she does already and what she now has brought into this world. It's like, she's really on top of the world. So the kid, she says she had birth like 5 months ago. She tells everybody she wants her privacy, but then goes on to say Elon hasn't called her in months. Elon then goes on to her response like whoa, like that's all he said.
He's such a dick.
Like whoa, like what are you doing?
Is that all he said? Was
Just,
he
whoa,
was whoa?
Yeah, he said whoa.
Oh my goodness!
And then she's like, "Yo, you need to reach out and call us. You need to check on us." Like he's just ignoring her now. But now it's become like this main story, so people are like conflicted with it, because if you're a conservative on the right wing, who all these people say religious, all these reasons why they voted for Trump, they stand for all of these values in regards to a nuclear family. But then you have the person who's in the ear of your man who's out here slinging it around to anybody who gets it out. But technically it wasn't all slinging. That's the weird part when you kind of go out to this. But
how many kids does Elon have?
Now with this new lady, Ashley St. Clair, 13.
What do you mean it wasn't all slinging?
So I was going through a little bit of the dive and trying to understand where all these kids are from and things of that nature. So he was married like before, like a long time ago, like early 2000s. Him and that lady had like 6 kids. So they had 6 kids. He and some of them were due IV. So they weren't doing like natural births. He also was with Grimes.
Yeah.
They had 3. One was I don't know. All of them, they seem to be IV from what the document's been shown, because they did like a community note on somebody, and it was like, no, it wasn't natural with X either. Like all of them were just IV babies. And then
that's very peculiar. I mean, but if that's necessary, then that's necessary.
I mean, I don't know if it's a necessary thing, or some, people get into the conspiracy about, is he like doing designer babies and all that other shit.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him.
Me neither.
But there's nothing, like I said, could confirm it. Then also he had another lady who worked at SpaceX or Tesla, I can't remember which one. Her name was like Shiv. And then when Ashley had posted about, being a baby mama, Shiv posted with 2 of her kids. I believe she has 3, but they didn't reveal one of them. There's only 2 of them that they reveal, and she takes a picture of both of them, and then Elon comments with like 2 heart emojis and all this other stuff. Like, it's really getting crazy. Like, there was like a baby mama off.
That's so ghetto. That's extremely ghetto. And then they want to talk about black people and these athletes and shit like that, and these rappers and Nick Cannon.
And you give a South African all the money in the world. Look how he at. Crazy baby mamas everywhere. It's like I say, he got
still
Grimes.
An African man.
No,
I'm kidding.
Like I said, you still got, so there's Grimes. I think he has 4. Grimes, the Ashley girl, Shiv, and then the first one, I forgot her name. She was his first wife. So yeah, so it's like 4 women, 13 kids. Like, y'all are conservatives breaking up families, man. What's going on?
Yeah. Y'all
got Andrew Tate trying to say, yo, if you only have kids with one woman, you're like a beta. Like, what's going on? What's the narrative now? I'm confused.
I think just don't bring up things Andrew Tate says, because they're not going to make sense.
Well, I mean, that's their man, though. So he's part of the coalition.
He's part of Doge?
No, he's not part of Doge, but he's part of that right wing. He's part of the right wing narrative. He's
yeah.
He's one of their
talking heads.
Yeah, one of their talking heads out there. One of their people who push their narrative. So I just thought it was so interesting how everybody can just now switch up their beliefs. Like, people who were saying, like, literally black conservative talking heads on the Twitter were people who were saying it's disgusting, women having kids out of wedlock and all this other stuff. Then changing for Ashley saying, oh, isn't it beautiful? She kept her life. She didn't abort, pro-life, every life. Like, so it's just crazy, the direct conflict. Like, these people are saying things that conflict exactly what they were saying a year ago, now with her.
They're always going to change the rhetoric to benefit whatever is going on
with
them
blatant.
At the time. Yeah.
It's like they forget that you can just control alt and find whatever you want to. You can just go to the search engine and
or that we don't remember, because it was not that long ago.
And that's the crazy part. And then they just like, they try to act like they can justify their actions on that side. But then when you want to criticize all the baby mamas and all this other stuff, then you just go sweeping judgment across the entire people. Elon is a scumbag too, from what I was hearing. Because I was looking at his daughter. So one of his kids transitioned. I believe they was born a male and they identify as a woman now. And so they were saying like he was never around, very quick to anger, all that stuff. And I started looking up like a trend. So like his first kid that was born died of SIDS early. And so that was why they kind of looked into the IVF for future children. So it kind of seemed like, yo, this dude is really just a victim of the trauma he couldn't control in his life. So every time something happens, he just does like a, what is it when you do a super correct, not a
overcorrection?
Overcorrection. He does an overcorrection with all of his like actions of trauma.
That's not somebody that should have that much power. He shouldn't wield that much power in our government at all.
Because just think about it. He has
such emotional reactions to trauma.
So just think,
which everybody does, but
I'm saying, just think about, like I said, with the first kid, what happens? You do the IV thing. Next kid turns and transitions. Now, what do you see him being anti all of the LGBTQ stuff? All the people who were finding him, before Trump got into office are now the same offices he's attacking now with his Doge or whatever. It just shows like this dude is just a reactive, combustible dude that's going to destroy anything in his path if he can't control it the way he wants to.
Yeah.
And that might happen with Trump, man. And then you seen with the kid, and since we're on top of his kid he had in the White House, Oval Office. Like, do y'all not understand how insane that is? This man is in a t-shirt, hat in the Oval Office with his kid running around. And then the stuff he was saying, like he's going to tell on
what was he saying?
So he tells Trump to hush, tells him he's not the president, he needs to go away.
Ooh.
Like stuff that he's 4 years old.
Yeah.
That's
He
stuff
understands
that
things loosely.
It's not even understand. He's repeating. He's just repeating what he's seen.
Yeah. Ooh.
And
what is Elon saying in the House that's making him say that Trump is not the president, actually the president?
No, what's having him say this? So he did an interview. This before Trump won, and he did an interview with Tucker Carlson with his son. And you know they've been saying like he's been trying to keep his son around closer now because of all the crazy stuff going on. But his son was sitting there and he asked, Tucker Carlson's going to oblige the kid or whatever, and ask him, who do you think is going to win, or is Trump going to win? The kid says, yeah, or whatever. And he says, they'll never know. They'll never know. And starts doing the most like sinister laugh.
A sinister laugh from a 4-year-old is hilarious.
But and it just seemed like if you look at Elon face-wise going on, he's kind of like wincing a little bit, then just tries to laugh with the kid. Mm-hmm. But they're talking about how he knows Trump is going to win, and the kid's saying they'll never know.
Because they fixed the election.
Allegedly. But
allegedly.
That's, to me, I feel like if anybody's going to get us the truth of anything, it's going to be that X. It's going to be that little X. Mm-hmm. Not the platform, the kid. He's going to tell us the truth.
I didn't realize the kid in the platform had the same name.
He's obsessed with it. He tried to turn PayPal into X. And that's when they was like, no, dude, that's stupid. like if you go back and I don't want to go into all this.
No,
history.
We don't have to go.
Everybody's about to fall in love with him now because they're talking about giving everybody $5,000. And now he's saying, oh, I didn't say that, but that's what the paperwork to do. You just said we'll take to the president said, but you're not going to get your $5,000. I promise you. They're not going to get $2 trillion. And then if they do find $2 trillion, they're not giving it to you.
No. But if y'all can find it, I'll take it.
But I could imagine, and we can wrap up with this, but I could imagine him saying to Trump, just imagine, bro, we give them just a little $2 trillion. That's all we got to do. We spend that, give them their little 5,000. You're in their hands forever. You might be able to convince them to let you run another time. If he gave people $5,000 just one time, he'll be a god.
Yeah.
So I can imagine.
Because the little $1,200 that niggas got over COVID made them indebted all the way to Trump somehow. And these people don't even know where this money is coming from.
If he give these niggas $5,000, you will never be able to hear the end.
No. Niggas in the hood will be riding for Elon and Trump till the day we die.
Nigga, what? So they sold for them 5 racks. That nigga gave me 5 racks. That nigga gave me 5 racks, nigga.
If I got 5 racks on top of my already tax return.
Nigga be like, my mama never gave me 5 racks. Oh, man. It's some sick times we in. All right, but let's get into this Drake album. So, do we want to call do you have somebody that you want to have a guest?
Yes.
Are they gonna pick up?
Yes, they are. Because I already have him on standby. I told him we would call him in 20 minutes, literally 20 minutes ago. So
a lot of haters around, but especially I don't even know why I even signed the green like this. What's going on, Shim?
Hey, Shim.
What's going on, gang?
What's going on? What's going on? So we wanted to get into this Drake album with you. Glad you were able to join us.
The pleasure is mine. Glad to be on your podcast. Appreciate y'all.
No, we appreciate it. All right, so
I just wanted Shim on the show because I feel like he would be a good impartial, unbiased.
Shim is not impartial.
Unbiased party.
Nothing. He's not impartial.
No.
I'm definitely
he is
impartial.
He's Captain Kendrick.
He loves
Captain
both Kendrick
crazy.
and Drake.
I remember when I was back down here. I remember last time he was down here. He was a TDE warrior through and through.
That's a fact. But I fuck with Drake too.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. So, something sexy for you. The new release. I think the numbers in getting what 250, I believe. First week, solid numbers. Mm-hmm.
Respect.
We can't, Universal not putting the money behind us like we used to anymore. You know how it's going somewhere else.
Who is us?
It's the 6.
You are from Maryland.
Okay, the 6. We talking about OVO. They ain't putting the money behind OVO the same way. So, we ain't getting the same activity, but it's cool.
He was on all of the major rap playlists though.
That's just because you that nigga. When you that nigga, that just happens.
All right.
But when you get the
because he still has Apple.
Yeah, but I mean, Apple, we got the other places. I'm pretty sure Tidal's numbers coming out soon. We'll see that the YouTube numbers is crazy. Like, come on, not too much on my man, Drake when it comes to the numbers. Let's get to the actual art that came out because this was some of the best Drake I didn't heard in a while. We talking about the most recent releases. I know a lot of people love Certified Lover Boy, but I like this one a lot better than probably everything except the one he did with 21.
I agree. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is the album he got since the one he did with 21.
Like this was heat. Like every song, like and usually with Drake albums, I always say if you take about 3 or 4 of the albums out, it's another top tier album like for him, especially with some of those other projects because it's just so much. This one, it was a similar amount of number, but the consistency between each of the songs or storylines, like of course the Spanish song, you take that one out. I didn't like that. That was jams.
That shit was ass.
I mean, it has
gotta stop.
It has its role, man. Like when you outside and you trying to get the Latina, it can play. It can play. It can work. It can work. God. I've seen it.
You're not using that song to get the Latina.
I promise you can get the corny one.
Probably not working.
You can get the corny one, the one to eat Taco Bell. You can get her with
that
this
shit
one.
Is a comedy skit.
I'm just telling you.
It sounds like an SNL skit. That's
exactly the one that you can get. Is. You can get the one that eat Taco Bell. So, but there, like I said, what were some of the standouts for you, Shim?
I think the best songs on the album, in my opinion, one, Nokia, that shit goes so hard, man.
I love that
Drake
song.
Do some different shit. Like I don't like hearing him on the same shit over and over again. I feel like a lot of the songs we might have heard before, which I don't mind. But Nokia, that shit goes through all the way through too. A couple of these, it's like the first half is okay. The second half is better. Like Give Me a Hug. I hate the first half of that song.
That's hate.
The half is amazing. I'm sorry, I do. I hate it. I hate the first half, but the second half is fire. But Nokia,
the second half is much better.
I mean, he got like three different beat switches in that song. So I mean, he was on another level with that one. Honestly, that was probably the best song because he called my op, a dick sucker. So
yeah,
I'm always gonna be excited at that. I'm always gonna be excited. Please call all my ops dick suckers every time.
Absolutely. When He's Gone is a classic.
Yeah, I like
classic Drake. Oh man, he talked his shit on that one. That one got to go on the playlist of classic Drake just getting his shit off. Can't lie.
So
and honestly, Party kind of disappointed me on this album, man.
Me too. There wasn't enough Party.
I was cool with the limited Party. Like, Party reminds me of the guy that like when you out just trying to just jump on girls, he act like every girl he love her, and it just be like it kind of throw off the vibe. Like, bro, you just met her. Stop acting like you loved her for 5 years, dog. Like you doing too much. Like I was cool with Party on like 2 songs, like the Nokia song. He shit was cool on that, and then Deeper was good. I like that one. It was another song I liked him on too. But after that, it's like, bro, you doing too much on the mic, like too much.
Deeper is the only song that's just Party, and honestly, that's the best song he got on the album. I agree. Like. It's like him and Drake mixed. He always get the shit end of the stick. Drake's verse is better on every song they are together. I prefer Drake. It's kind of crazy, honestly.
He actually was still doing too much on Deeper, but it was just like it was contained.
Too much.
Listen to the lyrics, bro. Niggas going crazy.
No, I'm with him. I'm not gonna lie. Get him the Deeper, so he was kind of doing a lot, but the song is good.
That's you, but you know that nigga though. Like you've been around that nigga that you be like, bro, what is you doing? Like you doing way too much for this girl, and she at 5 on the scale. Like, why are you acting like this? And that's how I feel like when I hear Party verse. Anytime I hear Party, I'm like, bro, this is a nigga that just crash out for a 4 and have us looking crazy in the streets.
That's a fact.
Don't play with that nigga.
Party was going a little, but I will like, I didn't expect to like this album as much as I did. And real shit, like I'm a pretty fan. I just didn't. This was the time for this album, but honestly, it was pretty good.
Okay, so again, I think the run that I want to just highlight at this kind of moment right now is just the one that started. I believe it was Small Town Fame, and it finishes with Rain in Houston. Drake usually, and especially in these last couple albums, have had a run of songs where that's kind of like you could tell that's where his heat was. Everything else was like Lucy's throwaways, but he'll do a little run that tells a story and all. This one was probably some of his best because even with the interlude they had with the girl Pepe's interlude, or The whole she like don't go out and all that stuff with your friends. That one leading into the Brian Steele, like that was like some of the best Drake storytelling in the world. Like it was just top tier Drake storytelling, just going into that whole little run of songs.
I hate having to be pro Drake like this,
but you know it's true though. Like that shit was a whole story.
That shit. I can't lie. I can't even front. He smoked. Like I hate having to give him this much props.
I only listened to the album fully one time, but I was like, this seems like Drake in the bag that people like him in. Like people love R&B Drake. People like when Drake makes music for women.
I mean, this wasn't music for women. This is music for fuckboys. Like this is we just got beats that women like to listen to.
Yeah.
It's like it's like the Pied Piper. You know, we having you just we bringing
don't
you
use
in
that example
because of R. Kelly. We letting R. Kelly ruin a story that's from like hundreds of years old.
Was that not like sinister in its inception?
Well, it was sinister because they played that nigga
lead children out. Into
but it wasn't because he wanted to. It was because the niggas didn't give him his money for getting the rats out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't pay that nigga. You know what I'm saying? That nigga came there, did hard work, and y'all said, "No, we ain't gonna pay you." Okay, well, nigga, me and your kids about to leave.
That really falls within your rhetoric.
I'm just being 100% pay that nigga. But besides that, let's get back to
the Pied Piper.
Let's get back to the Drake album. Was there any real lows for y'all besides okay, take the Spanish song out? Was there anything that y'all didn't like from the Drake song or Drake album at all?
I'm not gonna say there's nothing I didn't like. I'm gonna say I just don't like 21 song projects.
Oh, for sure.
Like right now,
it was hard to get through for me.
It is.
I mean, like I said earlier, if Drake just takes like 5 songs out, it's another outstanding one. I wouldn't even say classic, but it would be up there in probably his top 8 or 9. I would probably put this like top between 10 and 11. It's probably some of his 10 or 11 between overall.
How many albums
15.
does Drake have? Goddamn.
15 albums.
Yes. Yeah, he got 15.
It's like 15 albums that you can count. So, I mean, I would put this probably around, 8, 9, or 10. Wouldn't be a bad. If somebody told me 8, 9, 10, I wouldn't be bad at that.
I like the Crying in Chanel song. I haven't seen anybody talking about it.
It's not talked about enough.
I didn't.
What's funny is that's the song I seen posted most by girls on their story.
Well, so of course.
That's kind of like his girl song that he got right now. To me, I see girls post that shit all the time.
You know they love they're gonna cry in Chanel.
And then what's the name of the song where he's hating too hard?
On who?
That's the hook. I'm hating way too hard.
Okay.
I'm hating hard. I'm hating way too hard.
See, nah, it's not, that one's not clicking for me.
Oh, I like that song. I like that song.
It's like
too.
I said, you're right. It is too many songs. It is hard to keep up, but it ride though. That's the thing. Like if you let the CN Towers, that shit is hard. Like
I do not know the songs by name, honey bun.
Well, that's the first one where he's talking about the CN Towers, color red, like the text that I sent you. Blue, how I'm feeling about you. Green is the envy they see. Like, you know, that's all.
Oh, period.
My son know the lyrics.
Oh no, he was going in. Like that shit was hard.
Yeah, Fred was really feeling that.
That's his shit.
How many times do I have to tell you? Drake speaks my light skin angst. Like he speaks the language of me before I met you.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking that you would be like this type of nigga if you had all of the money.
For sure, 100%.
And I don't think I would like you very much.
Most people wouldn't. Most people don't like Drake. We see what happened in this battle.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like you too much.
I would definitely be. But almost every nigga would be the Drake if you had this kind of bread. If you could just move this way. Why wouldn't you do it?
Because you're an asshole?
What do you mean? Asshole would do it.
You just be fucking everybody's bitches and being a dickhead?
100%.
Okay.
Y'all niggas shouldn't disrespect me.
Would you, Shim? Shim, I know you'd be fucking everybody, bitch.
I'm telling you, Shim.
I would definitely, but on a different situation. Much more low about it.
Nah, you crashing. You gonna have them niggas crashing out.
You fucking niggas.
That's what you doing. You tweeting about it. Don't do that. You gonna like her picture. You gonna do all the same shit he do.
Touche.
Because what a nigga gonna do? That's what I'm saying. Drake and Weeknd, some of my top artists. Drake, great work here, man. This is a phenomenal project.
Man,
Fuck a rap beef. We trying to get the party lit. Like, Well, let's go, man. Fuck that party dying shit, nigga. Well, fuck all that shit. We up.
Man.
We up.
I'm just glad he didn't mention Kendrick no more. Let's stop with the Kendrick.
I'm so glad. Yeah.
We see how that went.
I want that to die.
Continue.
He don't want a round two though. He already told us, so it's cool. We don't need that.
It's game over. Ain't no round two.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's like overkill. Nobody wants a round two. Like we would be over it at this point.
Hey, just wait till this summer. Wait till this summer. If he dropped that solo, if the solo Drake project comes out this summer, it might be like a 2016 summer. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We got pop Drake on here. We got Spanish Drake on here. What other? We got R&B Drake on here.
We got Dirtbag Drake on here.
Okay,
he even aged up the women. Y'all notice that?
Oh, what he was talking about?
He said the stripper's gonna be 29 reading on stage.
Okay, period. Because he's
that was a Kendrick diss though.
I mean, that's true.
He's
but
traumatized.
He also said that shorty got kicked out by her mom. So you feel me?
I know some. I know some women that could get kicked out by their mom and still be of age, like an older woman.
That's fair. That's on the Ice Spice song. So
you know what I'm saying. So I didn't like the Ice Spice song though. I didn't like that one though.
I didn't like it too much either.
Don't tell me gra, Drake. Don't ever gra to me, Drake.
I didn't like hearing Drake saying like gra.
Yeah,
I didn't enjoy that.
Don't gra to me, Drake. You know what I'm saying? You still my man, but don't gra. That's not, leave that for the hoes.
Because I feel like he did the little like cute finger gun in the studio.
In the studio, you think,
yeah, I don't know.
Doing the finger gun got me weak as fuck right now.
Yeah, he did two of them like that, like a bad bitch finger gun. Like he was.
He didn't do two. He did one. He a real nigga. He did one.
First of all, Drake kind of fluently moves like a bad bitch once in a while. Like
that's the Canadian in him.
Yeah, so like it's not crazy for me to say.
But it's not
that
a bad bitch. It's what we talked about, that high threshold. You just have a higher threshold.
He was in there like
for him getting his shit off, and you don't allow that man to get his shit off that way. You just have to frame it in a feminine manner. So that's just what you have to do.
I was gonna say all we were missing was Caribbean Drake. Like, you know, I love a good Caribbean Drake moment.
He know what's going on with ice.
That's all we needed was a Caribbean Drake.
He knew what was going on with ice in the country, so he was just.
I want African Drake to pop out. Like everyone's been doing an African moment.
I was
African Drake need to pop out.
He dropped something before. That was the dance one. He had some
One Dance.
No, the dance. No, not the One Dance. He had the dance album. Remember, he dropped
That was not African.
He didn't have no African beats on there.
No,
I thought people told me there was Afro beats on there.
No, I didn't. I also did not listen.
So you don't know, nigga,
to that album. But I didn't.
I believe he had some Afro beats on there.
No, Shim, did he have Afro beats on there?
Not that I remember. I don't know.
I thought he had some. I thought it was Afro and house music on there.
No,
nah, mostly house music. That album's underrated too, though. Can't lie.
Drake got some.
That's what I'm saying. I don't be hating on Drake. I don't.
Drake got the Afro beats.
Can't fuck with Kendrick. I think that's reasonable.
Lyrically,
that's reasonable.
But I bet he would have gave a better show.
Yeah.
On the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
See, I don't know.
My thing is this.
I don't know.
And we can wrap it up with this right here. The man didn't even do his. He talking about the revolution is going to be televised. He didn't even do his most revolutionary songs. I ain't even talking about all right. He got songs that he talking about some way harder shit.
Yeah, King Coon. There's a bunch of other shit.
Charlemagne did an intro that would have changed the whole landscape.
I heard that shit. That shit was fire. I can't lie.
So I mean,
but his album, he got 3 in the top 10 right now. He was 1. He
sold out
on the Billboard.
He sold out. He sold out.
I mean,
y'all don't
call it what you want, but it worked.
Oh, I'm just call it something. That's all I ask y'all to do. Call it something.
It was strategic marketing.
I'm just asking y'all to call it something. Call it something.
Like it was a plan that worked.
Strategic marketing. Okay. You was disappointed about that choice, so don't act like that.
No, I didn't like the set list. So. I'll say that
I think
over
all
and over
Kendrick
again.
fans are disappointed in terms of the set list. You can't.
Yeah. Like I enjoyed the pop out show more than I enjoyed the Super Bowl. At least I got the pop out show.
All right, well, Shim, we do greatly appreciate your time, man, and your thoughts on the album.
Appreciate y'all for the call. Feel me? Yeah, Drake got this one. You feel me? We'll see on the next one though. Let's see on the rap one.
Nah, don't worry. That solo album coming. It's gonna change the world. Don't worry. It's gonna break the internet.
On the rap album.
We're gonna do 400K, maybe. Light work.
Who is we?
OVO. I'm trying to get us the OVO tag on here. I'm trying to, instead of having our logo right there, I'm trying to have like our logo underneath the OVO. Yeah. Get at least steak. Yeah, that'd be dope too. That'd be dope. Steak. Get a steak contract.
All right, Shim. We're gonna let you go. Thank you
All
for
right, appreciate
accepting the
y'all.
call. Night.
Of course. Have a good night, y'all.
So we went to the movies for Valentine's Day, and we went. We love to do a little Marvel thing, so it kind of worked out for us that it was both Valentine's Day and the Marvel came out. So we went to go see Captain America: Brave New World.
Yes.
So
Starring Anthony Mackie.
that's your guy.
I guess.
I think he's too much of a dick in real life.
His little smile.
He was doing the face in the mask. Somebody post a picture of him in the mask. He was doing the face
Yeah,
in the
so
mask.
that they were like, he was definitely doing the face.
You know what he was doing.
You could tell by his eyes that he was
had
doing
the same
face.
squint marks in it.
That's just how he smiles, though. It's not a face.
So let's get into just reviewing the movie and what we thought about the movie just in general. So
Yes.
I didn't think it was that bad of a movie. I'd probably say like 6 or 7 out of 10. Like between those two, wasn't that bad of a movie to me. It's pretty
Yeah, it wasn't
normal.
like edge of your seat or anything like that, but I didn't hate it.
I never was really bored in it.
I wasn't bored at all.
It was really, the action was, for the most part, it was pretty good. I thought it could have been a more crisp, especially at the beginning with some of the fight scenes. But the action was, for the most part, it looked pretty good. It wasn't, the faces were a little bit distracting with the CGI when they had the mask on and stuff at the end of the movie. But that's just because I got an eye for that kind of stuff. Most
And
people
he
are not
was
gonna
pointing
notice
it out the whole movie when there was like CGI and stuff like that. So it was just taking me out of the fantasy because I wasn't noticing.
Well, see, it's because I knew there was a lot of reshoots in this movie, and you kind of see that during the third act of the movie because you see like a white ring around Anthony Mackie in one of the shots, and so you could obviously tell like they just put him and posed him in a new shot so that he could just say those lines over. But overall, I mean, it wasn't at all bad. I see a lot of people giving it a lot of hate. I think that's just like people just trying to be opposite because you really can't say it's a great movie. So instead of saying it's a great movie, people just say it sucks. But I wasn't mad. Even like Anthony Mackie's performance was really good. Like him being this kind of Captain America, I like the fact that he was a little bit more conflicted than normal Cap is. He had a lot more on his plate in regards to every decision he made. But I'll get in before tell me what your thoughts on before I get into.
I thought his performance was good. I didn't like the non-super serum Captain America. I don't like the idea of it. I think it's less sexy. So I thought it was gonna end with him being like, you know what, fuck it. Like, fuck what Bucky says, I'm gonna take the serum. But that's not what happened. So I'm not like, I was like, this Captain America is Hawkeye now. Like, that's how I felt. I was like, it's not giving what I needed to give as Captain America specifically. Like, he was getting fucked up.
He was getting beat up.
He was getting stabbed up and stuff like that.
He
like,
a normal. What, you can
just
stab
a normal
Cap,
dude.
but you can stab Cap too. But he just not gonna do like some dope shit like grab a helicopter out there like Captain America did.
Like, come on now.
But I like that. But you get the analogy for what they're trying to do with that.
I
right?
understand. Did you want to review it and then get into the little comment? He made the little speech that made me tear up a little bit.
Oh, talking about it in the movie?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We can comment on that.
So yeah, like I feel like they did that. A black Captain America, he doesn't have the super serum, and then there's this scene in the movie where he says that he has to do twice as much, and he feels like he doesn't deserve it, right? And what else did he say?
No, he said like, I feel like he didn't deserve it, and that the hard work that he has to put in, and he doesn't want people to get hurt and things like that.
And he feels like he has more pressure on him.
And it resonated just for a lot of people. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I teared up a little bit too when that was going on.
I feel like it's a common rhetoric amongst black people. It's the kind of like, you have to do twice as much to get half of what they have. So it was basically like in Marvel form.
Yeah, and like I said, the fact that he doesn't have the serum is kind of that in reverse with Captain America, and that's why it's kind of important for him not to have it, because it says that I don't have to be just as much as you to still take on that honor.
The same impact.
Yeah. And I think that's what at least a good dope story about it. But I think my biggest problem with the film is that it's not about Sam. Nothing about this is about Sam. This is an Incredible Hulk movie with Captain America as the lead instead of Bruce Banner.
Yeah, it was a lot of Red Hulk.
Like, everything was Hulk. The Harrison Ford character who played the Thunderbolt Ross.
Well, it wasn't a lot of Red Hulk, but it was a lot of like
Hulk characters.
That's
essentially what it was all around. Even like the Saba character, they just didn't make her as big as factor as she was in the comics, because she was basically like Israeli Captain America. So they kind of just took all that back because, in light of everything that's going on, she still was horrible. Like so much of the stuff you could tell they cut out of her. Like we didn't know anything about her. She shows up with this armor that we can't really tell where that came from or what's supposed to happen with her. She's supposed to be a mutant in the comics. You could tell they just erased all that.
They said that she was part of
the Black Widows.
Yeah, so she was a widow.
And then what didn't make sense is she's so freaking small.
She's super tiny.
Who is she gonna beat up?
The whole I didn't hate her character because I specifically like characters who you don't know whether they're on your side or not until like far into the movie. And I didn't know whether she was on not far into the movie, but I didn't know whether she was on a good side or the bad side. I was like, this girl, she lurking around being quiet, giving looks. I knew she was going to be like a main character because of how the camera was.
But even then, she wasn't really though, because they cut her out so much. She was just there to like
there a lot.
She was just there to interrupt shit and arrest them. Like that's really what she did most of the time.
She fought a lot too. Like she popped up. She helped them at the end.
She fought at that when they was at the base.
Are we talking about the same woman? The Secret Service woman?
Yeah, not the Secret Service, the widow. Not the black lady. I'm talking about the short.
Yeah.
She came in when they was at the base when they found the leader the first time, and then on the boat she did some shit on the boat. But that was about it. She didn't fight in the third act. That was just Captain America and Black and Red Hulk.
Yeah.
I think it would have been way better, and because like I watch a lot of this stuff and I'm into it. There's a character called Patriot, right? And he's basically like a younger Captain America, but he's a black kid too. And he's supposed to be the grandson, and he was introduced in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He's supposed to be the grandson of Isaiah Bradley. I would have been thought it would be way cooler if they would have introduced him, because then he could have been part of Young Avengers. Like this story was just so apt. It felt like Captain America was just caught up in some white people shit. Yeah, that's exactly what it felt like.
But he's under the thumb of the president now, so Captain America.
Well, I mean, that was a choice
always
too.
Part of white people shit now.
Well, no, that was a choice he was making, because remember that's when that was Isaiah was mad about. He told him, "I don't like seeing you have to take orders from the president. That's not who Captain America is." And I like that it reflects that too, because that's how black people would look at Captain America.
I did not handle the imagery of Isaiah being in prison well at all. Like he was a great actor. I thought he did an amazing job. Actually,
yeah, he was really good.
He did a really good job. The confusion on his face after he shot at the president, and then the like sadness in his eyes when he was in prison again. I was like, oh my God, I can't. He did an amazing job.
Yeah, she hates seeing imagery like that. With
I don't like it at movies.
But no, I just like I said, I just felt like
what's his name? Carl Lumbly.
He did a great job. It just would have been better, like I said, if the story would have been more focused on stuff that was going on with Sam, instead of just being characters that y'all want to do a movie with, but y'all can't because y'all don't really own the rights to them. And then just throwing it on Sam like that. Like that shit was lame. Give me a story about Sam. Let me know Sam after I leave this movie. So that's the only part I would have changed, is make the movie about him. More
Sam and Isaiah and his world and stuff like that.
Or just like make it about, like, even if you don't have to do what I said about using, Patriot and all that shit. Just make it about Sam. Like, just give me a story about at least a villain who maybe they have different approaches to the same thing. Anything, it would have been way better than Red Hulk against Captain America, when it's like, bro, y'all are like clearly outnumbered. There's really no reason he should have been able to beat the Red Hulk.
No, there's no reason at all. Like when they started fighting, I was like, oh, Captain America is gonna die. Like you have no super backup. Soldier serum, and it's the Hulk. You're just a man fighting the Hulk. Like that don't make no sense. You should have died.
And then the way they won it was crazy too. Was stabbing the Hulk. Oh my goodness. Sorry, spoiler alert. But just stabbing him and then exploding and everything was crazy.
Yeah, and then he caught the little flower petal of the cherry blossom that he used to walk around with his daughter looking at, and then he shrunk back to size. Which also, why does Hulk always have pants on when he shrinks back?
The pants just is what stays on, man.
The pants, each leg is bigger than the human that was originally there.
But the seams
every
go
time
up.
Hulk's out, he should be balls and dick swinging.
They used to do that in the comics sometimes.
And then when he gets back, it should be
he should be
flaccid balls and penis.
He should be nude.
He should always be nude.
They used to draw him like that sometimes in the comics.
It don't make sense that the pants don't rip off. If the shirt rips off, why does the pants not rip off?
Well, in the comic books, he be having stretchy pants on, so that's why.
Ain't no pants that stretchy.
No, it's a comic book, so you can make up some.
Yeah,
super stretchy.
He got the pants from Stark Lab.
Well, the next movie is gonna come out is gonna be the Thunderbolt, so I'm excited to see that.
I'm excited for that too.
I hope there's just gonna be more.
That looks like it should be better.
It should be a little bit better too. I think it's gonna be a story that actually focuses on the people that's in the movie and not just thrown together. So
I like that little blonde white girl that be crying a lot
in the other movies.
Mm-hmm. You know
Ferris Pugh or Ferris, some in her name, Ferris Pugh or like that.
Florence
Pugh.
Florence, I like her. She was in Midsommar, and
she's dope.
Her acting skills are great because she made me feel very unsettled in Midsommar. I was highly uncomfortable watching that movie when she was crying and she was like the wailing she does is just like.
No, she was a highlight in the Black Widows movie, so I was dope with that. I like that. All right, so let's see what else we got to get into.
And I always like those like Suicide Squad-y type like
bad guy
like
movies.
rebels. Yeah, like
that's because you're a villain at heart.
I am. Oh my God. You know what I was saying the other day? I tweeted this. I was like, I liked Sharpay on High School Musical better than I like Gabriella. And I was like, because I love a bad bitch way more regardless of content of character. Always. I always have and I always will. If you're serving cunt, that's all you need to serve. Kindness, serve me cunt.
No, but Vanessa Hudgens grew into that though. She took that on.
I'm not talking about.
I know. I'm just saying. Shout out, but not too much on Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah,
man.
like Sharpay was cunt, a bad bitch.
It was funny too because her character in the Zack and Cody was like the complete opposite.
Yeah, because I love the stupid Asian girl in
Brenda Song.
Yes.
You know who her baby daddy is?
Is it it's Macaulay Culkin, right? They're super cute. I be seeing them on TikTok. I mean, not like visually.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I was about to say.
Romantically, they're cute.
All right, so I want to start some beef between comedians because I've noticed tension, and I've seen them being at odds, and I feel like I'm seeing something that no one else is kind of waking up. But
you always starting some shit.
I'm trying to, but I'm seeing Joe Rogan and Bill Burr seem to be having like some underlining tension that just hasn't been addressed. Like nobody's talking about it. But
where are you getting this?
So since since the past year, Joe Rogan has been on the teat that is Elon Musk. He has been screaming his praises, literally every show, talking about how dope he is and how he's getting rid of all the fraud and abuse. He's basically spewing the narrative.
Yeah.
Just helping push the cause that is Doge and that Elon and them are trying to do. Mm-hmm. What I've also seen is some of the comments Bill Burr's been saying. And Bill Burr's been on the count saying we should kill billionaires, basically.
Okay, we on Bill Burr boat then.
Yeah, Bill Burr has been on the opposite side of what it seems like a lot of the comedian base.
Bill, we love Bill.
Yeah, Bill Burr's a legend.
You were saying,
and he's actually funny. He's way funnier than Joe Rogan.
You were saying Bill Burr, and whole time I was thinking Howie Mandel.
No, Howie's an asshole.
Yeah, whole time I was thinking him, but Bill Burr is amazing. He's hilarious. Boy ain't even funny for real.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's not.
It's not a funny nigga.
Joe Rogan is as funny as a tree stump.
Yeah.
So for real. So I've just been noticing these comments because so it starts back. This is where I think the beef started from. It started back during the COVID situation. So during COVID, Bill Burr did a Joe Rogan episode. This is the last time, from what I could see when I was looking back, the last time he been on Joe Rogan. They was talking about the mask and Joe was being snarky with him and, making all these comments about what was going on. Burr's like, bro, you're not a scientist. You're just saying dumb shit. Like you have a gorilla brain, my man. Like the stuff I shouldn't be listening to you. You're just saying things.
You used to host Fear Factor, literally like OG brain rot.
And I feel like there's been an ideological difference between them there. And that's why we haven't seen him on there. And I think these comments, in a way, are them speaking their feelings, but also in the same boat. I think this is Burr way of shooting at Rogan a little bit.
And Bill Burr, he gonna shoot.
He gonna shoot. I think he sees what's going on in the comedy sector, and that a lot of these guys are being purchased. Mm-hmm. You see what Andrew Schultz having Trump on there, Theo Vaughn, all of these guys just running with the narrative of whatever Trump and these guys say, and people. I think he's looking wind of it and like, oh nah, this isn't what we talked about. It was supposed to be. It wasn't us working with the powers that be, and us being their puppets. We supposed to be being critical of them. Like the billionaire class is who the comedians nowadays should be shitting on the most. And we see more and more because of the way these deals work out, the way these opportunities play out for them.
But Joe Rogan's, again, is not a comedian. So
yes, he is. He does stand-up comedian. He does stand-up special. He's just not funny. There's just you can be a comedian. He's just not good at his job.
What he's always been at heart.
Mm-hmm. That's where it all started from, was him doing stand-up.
Oh, I did not know that. He never gave funny. He gave like host.
He started there doing stand-up. Then he did a sitcom, like news, TV or something like that. And
I think there's a difference between like being a host and / like media personality versus being a comedian. Joe Rogan is not funny enough to be a comedian, but he's definitely interesting enough.
You should tell Netflix that, because they gave him like 3 specials.
3? I thought it was 1.
No, he's had like 3 specials on Netflix.
Yo, it was for the white men.
What people fail to realize is most of the reasons why he gets the people to come out is because they fuck with the podcast.
Yeah.
They don't fuck with him being funny. Niggas know he not funny.
No, I don't think anybody who's sitting down listening to that actually thinks it's funny, but I do think that like his fans are probably listening to it and they'll probably be like, like one of those. They
just want to be in the room with him. They don't care if he could be over there jacking his dick off on stage.
Oh my God.
They would be excited. They just want to be in the room next to Joe Rogan because he makes them feel like an apple, bro. Mm-hmm. You know, I eat steak just like Joe does. I do the reverse sear.
Glazing.
That's what they love to do. That's what it is. I hope Bill Burr puts his foot on the gas, though. Like, you need to make this more like clear who you're going at. Shoot at this man, because
I would love to see it.
I think we deserve it as a community. Like, y'all gotta just understand, when your man is selling out like this, you gotta kind of just go at his head. Bill, your people need you. Honestly, America needs you. If we're being honest,
I want the Bill Joe beef.
We need you to go at his head. You're the only one who can do it. Anybody else, they'll try to just, call him stupid and nigger and all that other shit. They can't do that with you, Bill. You got red hair. They can call you Ginger, but
isn't he married to a black woman?
Another reason why you got to do it.
Yeah.
Bill, we need you. It's the only way. All right. Was there anything else you want to touch on with that?
No.
So much. You bring so much here, baby. You know that?
I'm okay on the white men. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
See, that's all I got on my list, man, is white man. I guess we can talk about ASAP. ASAP Rocky got not guilty.
Yes. So the jury was out yesterday, and then it came back last night on Eastern time that he was found not guilty on all charges, which I thought was going to happen, but Rhetoric did not think. He thought that there was a possibility that he was going to get jail time.
Man,
and I was on TikTok literally watching full 15, 20 minute I'm not a lawyer but videos, and she was putting up court TV, and I was just sitting there watching whole like chunks of the trial, and I was like, ain't no way that Rocky is going to jail.
I'm sorry, I'm just stupid. I'm such an idiot. I would think that, why would I think in this world being caught on camera with the gun shooting at somebody would get you in jail for shooting at somebody? Like, what the fuck was I thinking?
From the footage that I saw, you couldn't, like, it wasn't.
You could see the gun in his hand. Did you read the statements from what the juror said?
You could see the gun in his hand, but apparently, like, he was arguing that was a prop gun. Everyone.
Did you read what the juror said?
What did the juror say?
The juror said, we all believe that gun was real. So
I didn't know they said that.
They seen a video. They all said everybody in the room believed the gun was real, but for some reason, they couldn't find enough evidence to support everything else out. Like, well,
that's because,
let's be honest, bro. This is a Derrick Rose situation.
That's because everyone had agreed, including Relly, that like knowing that Rocky had carried a prop gun. So this was a thread that they sowed throughout the entire case, because you have to prove without a reasonable doubt, and there was reasonable doubt.
Or you just give the jurors pictures with Rihanna after the.
And then so
that's what you do.
Also, Relly agreeing that he knows ASAP Rocky carries a prop gun, and then everyone agreeing that they know that this happens was one thing. Another thing was the fact that after 7 professionally trained police officers scoured the area for the shell casings, they found nothing. 1 hour later, Relly goes, searches the area, and finds 2 shell casings that apparently were not even matching of the prop gun, real gun, whatever gun that Rocky had been carrying the night of the crime. Rocky owns that gun, but that was not the gun that was in the video. So all of that on top of Relly's just shady, shaky ass character and not being a likable person and just sounding slimy as hell when he was testifying on the stand, I didn't think Rocky was going to jail at all. All of that was just compiling on top of each other.
I think it's very clear people was paid off for this, man. People's behaviors.
People was definitely paid off.
Relly got his bag. He maybe didn't get it the way he thought he was going to get it with the civil case and all that other stuff.
Yeah, he's not getting that.
But he got something. He got something to keep his mouth cut. Because I don't think you do that. You don't go and act an ass in court like that.
He was mad.
And not expect to win.
He asked the lawyer, yo, why are you asking me so many questions? The judge was like, you're on the stand.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is what I'm talking about. There's no way.
What do you mean? And then he kept saying he don't remember. It was so long ago. I don't remember. It was so long ago.
It's either one or two things. One, he's just not a serious person, or two, these are some of like the dumbest people we keep running into. Like, we got to stop thinking money validates these people, because it really doesn't. Like anybody, really? Any of these things, any kind of access, any kind of names next to them, just because you know people, we got to start realizing these folks didn't graduate high school.
Who thought Relly was going to be an upstanding character?
I thought he was going to be able to hold it down enough to be able, like, bro, the nigga on camera shooting you. What else I got to say? What else I got to explain? Like, what the fuck else is going on here?
Listen, Rocky had the better lawyers. And
I ain't no better. This is obviously fame, cachet, the fact that he wasn't going against somebody else who was really famous like that. That's all this was.
I think that has something to do with it.
It was a big part of this. The fact that
if he was shooting at, like, who's another New York rapper? Why can't I think of any? If he was shooting at Joey Badass, this would have been a completely different court case, I think.
No, I mean, that nigga probably wouldn't have told. It's probably been bad for his image. But like the simple fact, like we have here, he's also with Rock Nation. Let's add that into the equation.
And they have
good
lawyers.
They have. It seems like they also have pull in LA. Just to seem the fact that when it was Tory with way less evidence. Like, my thing is this: he cool. If y'all believe he got the gun, why this nigga ain't getting charged for possession of the gun? Because you can't just have the gun out like that. But
both parties agreed. The defense and prosecution agreed that it was a prop gun. Like, what is in the court when you state that something is a fact that both parties agree to? There's a word for it. They agreed that it was a prop gun. So you can't be charged.
Niggas was paid off, bro.
For like carrying if both parties
ain't
agree
shit
it's
about
a prop
that
gun.
Look like a prop gun. Like when you look at the video,
apparently prop guns like shoot and everything.
Yeah,
like they do the thing.
I worked on set
didn't
before.
know that they did that. I thought it was just like a fake gun fully that looks like a real gun, but you can't do anything with it.
That shit was a real gun.
It makes the sound. It does all the stuff.
That shit was a real gun, man. Shit's crazy, man. Like, we just letting these guys out, these ass clowns just go around, do whatever they want. Now he gonna feel emboldened to act even crazier. Watch.
I don't think so.
What do you mean? This nigga got arrested overseas and then shooting niggas in LA.
He has.
Why would he learn his lesson?
He has children now.
He had children when he was about to pop that nigga.
How long ago did this happen?
It was like 2 years ago.
He
knew the girl was pregnant.
He had one in the oven.
He knew he was pregnant.
Maybe.
He did. He knew she was pregnant when he did that corny shit. Nigga don't care. That was like, because he shot her before the Super Bowl, when she did the Super Bowl. That was that December. It was December that he did whatever that happens.
That was right before she announced she was pregnant.
Then she did the Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah.
So this clown ass nigga knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he probably knew she was pregnant because we figured that out maybe a couple months after that.
Don't worry, they're gonna give you another shot at him. They always do.
Maybe, but maybe not because they didn't dismiss it with prejudice. So
I mean, at least he get to keep all his deals now. He don't got to be broke in the house with Rihanna.
Because
it was gonna be rough if he would have had to been. That 6, you would have did. Even if you'd have did that 6 months and you would have lost everything, you wouldn't have wanted to come home and you would have probably put yourself back in there.
Yeah,
would have been way better.
Speaking of things dismissed with prejudice, they dismissed that Diddy Jay-Z case with prejudice, the Busby one.
Mm-hmm.
That's out of here.
Yeah, apparently he's doing defamation suits against him as well.
Yeah, because the fuck, that shit made no sense.
Busby gonna be all right. He gonna bounce back off that. Ain't gonna be nothing.
He
for him.
might not though. He might just need to relocate to a different state and he'll be all right.
All right, so I got something else I wanted to discuss with us, man. I've been on here multiple times discussing the dangers of crypto and what it can do. And I think I've been even proven right again. So did you hear about what's going on with Argentina?
Nope.
The president of Argentina did a rug pull on the country.
What does that mean?
So a rug pull is when you tell people to invest in something and then you pull all the money out of it.
You can't do that as the president.
Well, this isn't America. This is Argentina, so the rules aren't necessarily the same.
That should be illegal as a motherfucker. Y'all need to start putting things into play.
No, they had a coin. It was called Libra, and he literally did the social media thing where the influencer will get paid for somebody to say, "Hey, put money in this coin. I was hacked," and then say sorry. That's what he basically did. He said, "Hey, go out there, buy this coin. This is going to save Argentina." And then he pulled all these people. It was like billions of dollars.
So he basically fucked Argentina a bit more.
Now they're impeaching him, trying to get him out of office for it.
Yeah, that's good.
Get
this nigga out of here.
That needs to be an example of what's going on here. Trump did the same thing. He just hit it better. He didn't do it the same way Buddy did it.
And he's doing a bunch of scary shit now.
And I just want to bring this up just for the fact that, like, when it comes to this crypto shit, man, at the end of the day, anytime you operate with a speculation market, you inherently devalue the actual real labor that goes on around the world. And I understand that it seems like it can be this get rich quick scheme for people. You put this money into this coin or you work together with these people, these coins. Shit is not as regulated as it should be. And the funds and what you would need to be able to defend yourself in these situations, most people who are getting into it don't have. It's just being honest.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not trying to tear people's away from like, oh, we have a way of life and how things can get better for us and all that other stuff. I'm not trying to tear those, options or potential lights away. I'm not trying to dim them, but it's just being real, man. Like, we got to get to what's tangible. Labor unions, baby.
That's always what it ends with.
It is, man. Labor unions, baby.
That's always what his rants end with is we need more unions.
It's what it is, man. You can't try to hope some coin because all it is going to take one nigga with the password to dump shit out. And then what you got to find, you got to find this nigga. How long that going to take? You think a nigga who steal your money going to come to court? Like, come on.
No, he's
what
in
are we doing here?
Argentina.
He balling. Balling off your dream money. But let's see what else. I don't know. You don't want to talk about the white people no more. So like I got Kevin Spacey. He being out here calling people names and stuff.
Like, it's just, I'm not passionate about it. Like, I'm not. What is this terrible take you had on here? There was something that you had that I thought was stupid. Oh, this last one.
With the colorism in the NBA?
Yeah.
So, okay, we can bring it up then. We can wrap it up with this one.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of conversations about who's going to be next up for LeBron after LeBron James leaves and retires. Mm-hmm. Who's going to be the quote unquote face of the NBA. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed the people who they have been pushing have been like, it used to be Ja Morant until he started playing with guns.
Yeah.
And now, as of recently, it's been Anthony Edwards. And to me, I feel like it's really insulting because when this individual name gets brought up, it kind of automatically gets shunned. But he's an American-born player. He has a championship. He's the best player on his team. Mm-hmm. And he's got a, fairly successful baby mama.
I feel like if you're talking about a LeBron type, then Anthony Edwards automatically already does not fall into that.
Well, I'm not saying a LeBron type. I'm just saying the next face of the NBA. Following a LeBron is...
It has... I feel like you have to keep that golden standard, though.
I mean, you would think, but...
Because Jordan... Who was that guy before LeBron? Was it Kobe?
It was more... It was Kobe and Shaq. You can say those two.
And both of them had, like... In front of the cameras of from what we...
Well, Kobe...
regular people know.
Assaulted a woman.
That was after a while, right?
No, it was like...
That was in the beginning of his career?
Yeah. That was like 2004.
I don't know when that happened.
So he was like 8 years in his career. He played 20.
All I'm saying is like most of the guys who have been in this position have had like shinier character. Anthony already does not have that. He got a baby mama.
Multiple.
I'm talking about this. He got a pregnant baby mama on the internet cursing him out on a daily basis. He got people telling horrible stories about him. There's proof of him telling this girl to get an abortion.
Multiple women
To get an abortion. There's proof of him being like, I don't fucking care that you're pregnant. Get rid of it. Like,
he also got fined not too long ago where he was, and this is where I think this is important to talk about character. And this is going to go into my bigger point that I want to say, but this is where it talks about character. So at one point, this is like his early in his career, he is videotaping some gay guys outside of a bar just chilling. Like they just minding their business. They not even doing, and he calls them derogatory slurs and stuff out their name. No reason, unprovoked. And so people will look at that and be like, oh, he's young, he's a kid. But it's like, you're saying that he's young, he's a kid. He wouldn't post something like that. That don't mean that's not how he felt and how he feels about certain people. And that's not the first time he's said other things that was homophobic. And to me, I think it's goes to show when you have shows like First Things First and ESPN First Take talking about, oh, can Anthony Edwards be the face of the league and shunning someone like a Jason Tatum? I think that has largely to do with colorism. I think the fact that
this is where I think you're
no, this does. I think it has a larger to do with colorism because when we are identifying leadership or things that we admire in men, it works in reverse for women. It's not a darker skin gets more critical. A darker skin actually improves you in looking more masculine.
I don't think that's the case because I think if LeBron had retired like a regular human being, maybe like 5, 6, 7 years ago, then Steph would be the person who would like very naturally fill in his shoes. But I think Steph is a little bit further in his career now, so I don't think he...
Well, Steph had his run as being a face of the NBA, but the reason why I'll say and it's a good point that you brought that up, he's an anomaly in that situation because if you look at him compared to the prior people, he's only 6'3". Granted, that's tall amongst people, but not when you're in the league. So he looks a lot smaller. Plus, he's also an outstanding shooter.
He changed the entire NBA as people who listen to sports, who watch sports say.
So that's what I'm saying. So for him to have that much of an impact, that's a large part of it. He was able to supersede the fact that he looks like he looks.
I have 2 questions for you. Have there been light-skinned men, and I'm not being shady, who have performed at this caliber in the NBA? Like Steph Curry has, like LeBron has, like Kobe has.
There has been top players that were light skinned.
Oh, like who?
Let's see.
Who like could have been face of the NBA worthy?
But see, that's different.
No, that's what I'm asking you.
Well, I'm saying light skin and face of the NBA worthy is just a lot different because a lot of guys get hurt. Like when it comes to that, it's
like who had that run? Who could have been it? That proves your point that they're choosing the dark-skinned men over the light-skinned men, and colorism is in play here. Like, what light-skinned men have been looked over in the NBA to be the face of the NBA, other than like now, Jason Tatum?
See, now that's where it gets kind of a little more difficult with in regards to the trend. There is other people who it's happened to, but they played in smaller teams, so that you could say that's more of an argument.
Yeah, so I don't think that is an argument.
No, it is. It definitely is.
If they're on smaller teams, then
the ideal.
Why they not on bigger teams?
Because that's when maybe they got drafted at. Like they don't get control.
Why didn't they eventually get there?
Because if the people are still giving you more money and that's where you want to play at.
Okay, well, circumstance then, I guess.
But also too, you got to understand it's hard to say what you're saying is because a lot of things go into being a prototype. So a lot of guys get looked over early on before they even get the opportunities to get pushed the way they do, because a lot of guys, listen, a lot of guys, they look for that. When them white guys are, especially early on in the 90s and stuff like that, early 2000s, they were looking for tall black players. Now they're looking for players who generally they kids play. So that's why now you're seeing the rise of more interracial players or players who are light skinned, because now it's becoming more frequent. Those, when they were going to these scouts, a lot of those guys got looked over unless you were super tall. And if you're super tall, that usually, unless you're Shaquille O'Neal, brings you out of the running to be a top player.
Yeah.
So we might see it with Wemby, but he's not American. So
my second question is, who is the better player of the two? Jason and Anthony.
It depends. You got, okay. The most tangible way you can measure it is by their accomplishments. Mm-hmm. He's been to the finals twice. He's won. Tatum. He's been to the finals twice, won it once. So he has his championship. He's been leading his team for a longer time, but that's just because he's been in the league longer.
Mm-hmm. And he's been in one team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Both
he's been for the Celtics for the whole time.
Yeah, Celtics the whole time.
Okay.
So,
my bad.
Then also too, you just got to think about what he did when he was a rookie, when Kyrie wasn't there anymore. So I would say Tatum has had the better career. And then when you go on to the fact we go off the court, not only just with the LMA being his baby mama, but he's also, when he had his youngest son, he's been like the pinnacle of being a good dad in front of the cameras.
I did see that show that we watched with the basketball player. Yeah, he was a great father, like very much like a family man.
So my thing is like he's put the money into the imagery. He's with the historically great team. Mm-hmm. Everything should be you pointing him. No, it should be no question on why you should point it to him, and everybody keeps just shunning him over. And I
agree with you that it should be him, but I don't know if it's. I don't know if I could agree with you.
I can even add more points where people just they criticize the league for saying we got too many light skinned kids in there. Like I've literally heard people say there's too many biracial kids in the NBA. I mean, yeah, players in the NBA. Mm-hmm. Where that look, I know it sounds like I'm being a crybaby when you hear a light skinned guy saying this, but that's the truth of where people.
He's fully black, by the way.
They assume,
remind y'all every time.
That's what people assume when they see a lighter skinned individual, or a lighter skinned male. They assume a lesser aggressiveness or a lesser masculinity.
People do that. I'm not going to take that from you. That is a part of what men deal with when it comes to colorism. Black men are perceived, dark-skinned men are perceived as more aggressive. Light-skinned men are perceived as more emotional and this and that. And that has nothing to do with skin color whatsoever. So that is definitely a thing, and I'm not going to sit here and say that's not a thing. But I'm not 100%. It's probably coming into play, but I'm not 100% sure if that's like the main thing that's keeping Jason Tatum from being the face of the NBA and making Anthony Edwards the face of the NBA. I just don't know why he would be if we are taking like character and lifestyle and all of these things into play too.
I think that's. And that does go into play. I think a lot of people they're being a little disingenuous and they're trying to kind of push those under the rug and act like they're not on the internet everywhere. Mm-hmm. I think that goes into more of the colorism, the fact that they're overlooking all of these obvious flaws in this man's choices and sweeping the guy who has every check mark you could make. And you're just skipping right over him and saying, oh, no, well, his game is just as exciting as Anthony Edwards. He shoots threes. He dunks on people. Like, it's not a 1-for-1, but it's just as exciting.
And he's obviously a winner. Like,
yeah, he just won last year. So, again.
Not too hard on the eyes.
Just relax, yo. What's up?
That's all I said. I can't ever.
Okay.
Don't say that someone's not ugly.
Okay. Don't be getting upset when I start talking
you
about
be talking about Supreme Milk and them shits is and talk about titties and nipples and asses all over this podcast.
And then I don't want no conversations when the camera's off about how it made you feel and all this other stuff. I don't want none of that. That's all. As long
as you don't go crazy. If you say that someone's not hard on the eyes, I'm not gonna fucking have a conversation with you about it.
I'm gonna say that's a bad bitch.
You can say that. I be saying that on here too.
Well, I mean, it's because it's a girl. That don't matter.
You can call men bad bitches if you want to. I'm not holding you back.
I'll pass on that. But no, it's going on in the NBA, man. Real colorism out here. I'm trying to change. I'm trying to speak light to it.
Are you done?
I'm never really done, but
There's one more thing
I'll concede my time
to get into.
What's up?
I just need to get into the nigga shit a little bit before we leave. I feel very passionately about this. I saw a tweet from Trippie Redd, and he said, "To every bitch I wronged, I'd do that shit again." After Coiley Ray has been crying on the internet about how he cheated on her while she was pregnant, you have to murder him. You have to kill him. I know he's your baby daddy. It's too late to, it's too late for that now. You're too far along. So he looks like a vampire with alopecia. You let him get you pregnant. That was strike one already. Like, you already, nah.
That's why she don't deserve to kill him.
She has to kill him, babe.
She can't.
She has to pull each piercing out of his face with her bare hands. She has to torture him a little bit before she kills him.
I'm pretty sure.
Not just kill him.
I'm pretty sure there's like a gremlin ritual you have to have when you're bringing in one of their seeds into the world. Like, he has to exist while the pregnancy is going on, or like the world might end.
She might be giving birth to whatever it is.
All right, yo, let's just wrap up the show right there, yo.
Because it's half human, half whatever the fuck Trippie Redd is.
What's wrong with you? Why did you say that? That's dark.
Oh my, because that's a monster.
Dark. Yeah, but that was dark. You didn't have to put that on her though.
Cut it out.
That was sick.
You literally, I had such a visceral reaction. I was like, oh my God, you have to put hands on this man.
What's that?
You have to send your daddy, in his thick ass neck to headbutt him or something, please. Something.
He's too old for
somebody needs to put hands on Trippie Redd.
You better call Method Man.
Imagine if your daughter was pregnant by this dude that you didn't even want her to be pregnant by in the first place. And then he talk about he on the internet dancing.
Have I already gave her the discussion this is a slime ball dude, and she continue to keep doing it?
I feel like he probably did that because they broke up and got back together.
If I do that, then if you want to put mud on your hands, I can't clean it off it. You got your right. I believe in the right to be stupid. So
if I was her mother, I'm fighting his mother.
What's that gonna solve?
I don't know. It's not gonna solve anything. But somebody in his lineage needs to
if that happens,
hands put on them.
If that happens, the only person you should talk to is your daughter, and you tell her, "Hey, you need to make a choice now."
Fist to faces.
No, you need to make a choice on what you about to do going forward.
Bullets to skin.
Are you going to accept this lifestyle or are you not, and move accordingly?
I'm still going to crash out over my kid even if they don't accept my advice, honestly. I don't care.
That's just a foolish endeavor.
I know.
That's because you know what's going to be crazy? You'll do that and then they'll still go back to them.
You're right. But I'll feel
and then
better.
You'll look like no, you're not. You're not going to feel better. You're going to be feeling handcuffs. And your little wrist might break in them cuffs.
With your unfun ass. She needs to fucking kill him.
It's not about being fun. It's just about we can't advocate for telling somebody to respond to something they could have avoided themselves. She knew what kind of nigga this was. Nigga ain't changed. Nigga ain't 30. I think this nigga changed. It's
just so sad to see. And then he's just laughing about it. Everything about this situation is immature as fuck. And I just hate the way he looks so much. He looks like his mouth is always he always got that white stuff at the corners of his mouth. He looks like his socks always stink. He looks like he smells like mildew all the time. He looks like he always has the fuzzy like plaque on his teeth under his grill. He probably has like just one real moldy black tooth that always stink, and he probably has like at least 3 toenails that are completely black now and will not grow back. Like, I just don't know how you laid down with this man and let him impregnate you. I'm so confused. And now you're letting him play in your face. You have to murder him. I don't know. There's no other solution in my head that I could think of.
Not get help, not try to be a better person.
Other than get rid of this man.
Abstain from, the things that put you into this, scenario.
I think she has to turn to a life of crime.
Coiley Ray, don't listen to this woman. She wants to get you under the cell, and then you're going to be like Krishan Rock. You want to be in jail with your baby outside with God knows who?
Listen, I think that baby life would be better.
All right, well, we got to relax now. Well, I thought you were about to say something crazy. Let's just
I think that baby life would probably be more enriched if Krishan wasn't in his life.
All right, so we're going to wrap this show up here. I think that's where it's a good place for us to end at. I don't even like talking about that girl.
No, me neither. But you brought her up.
Well, that's because you talking about sending the mama to jail. All right. Life is a labor of love, so let's keep building these moments together. And remember, your job is not your family, and the only thing you should be exploiting is these corporations. Let them know what they need to do.
Follow us on all of the social media at talk.fnf.tv on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. If you're currently listening to us on YouTube, leave us a little comment, like, and subscribe. We love you. Bye.
And make sure y'all go on Farrah's personal pages when she don't post TikToks and Instagram reminder. Harass her on her pages.
Yeah, I guess you can do that. Like, I check notifications.